This is the 2019 Abarth 124 Spider, not a Fiat, an Abarth. It's funny how nowadays everyone is making their performance models a brand, but this thing is really a Mazda MX-5 built in Japan, then sent to Turin, Italy for final assembly. And of course, other than the unique costume it's wearing, it's also wearing Fiat's own 1.4-liter multi-air turbo engine. The Fiat 124 in the Lusso trim edition looks like a classy, elegant, nice European roadster. However, the Abarth version is supposed to be the hardcore performance version. So it gets Bilstein dampers, sportier springs, different bushings, different anti-roll bars, a limited slip differential, 17-inch rims, quad exhaust that's sound-tuned, front strut tower brace, a sport mode button, and optional Recaro seats and Brembo brakes. And of course, being the Abarth, it means it gets more power than the regular Fiat 124. That's 4 more horsepower and 0 more torques. However, the torque is available a little bit sooner, about 1,000 RPM sooner. So that makes us a total of 164 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. Our test vehicle is equipped with some nice leather seats that really look like the original 124 from back in the day. And it also has the Brembo brakes that are kind of tiny, so really you can skip them. It also has these hand-painted stripes, as they call them, but it's really like the whole hood. So you can just have that wrapped for like half the price. And once you get bored of it, you can just peel it off. The most important reason to do that is that this hand-painting thing costs $3,000. The base price for an Abarth is just over 38,000 Canadian dollars, but as tested, this is, wait for it, an eye-watering $51,000. That is, of course, unless you go for the non-Abarth version, in a base or Lusso form, which is just over 30 grand, and that's absolutely fine. The first reason to look at one of these is because you don't like the styling on the Mazda MX-5. Of course, if you do like the styling on the Mazda MX-5, then this is the end of this review. Go buy a Mazda and end of story. The second reason to buy one is because you're European and you feel an emotional connection to Fiat and Abarth, then that's fine, go ahead and get one. The third and last reason to get one of these is because you want a lightweight, nice, stylish European roadster that stands out. And let me tell you, this Abarth one, what it does really well is stand out. The design is pretty cool, we can't argue about that. And on the road, it feels like an awesome roadster from 20 or 30 years ago. But that's a good thing. It's loud, it's rough, it's nimble, it's 100% connected to the road, like the steering feeling is amazing. And you know what? It's a lot of fun from 1 kilometer an hour. You can get an automatic, but don't do that. The manual is all you need in this car. It has short throws. The gearbox itself is pretty nice. It's very easy to drive. The clutch is super easy and nice. Seriously, it's all you need. Best of all, you're banging through the gears, you're accelerating like crazy, you're having tons of fun, and it's super safe for your license. You know why? Because at the end of the day, as you're hammering it, you look down and you're still doing like 90. So it's really safe if you're a high-risk driver. Buy one of these. Time to introduce our sponsor for the day. Vinyl Mod is a company that will make your badges on your cars, and more actually, look so good. To see all the amazing products they make, go to vinylmod.com and use promo code MPSummer20 to get your own discount, because we look after you. Now, where were we? With the LSD in the back, it really puts every gram of power to the ground. So despite the kind of pitiful numbers, it really feels fun and exciting to drive. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour comes in a claimed 6.8 seconds, although we couldn't do anything better than like 7.9. But overall performance is okay, and what makes this a sports car is not the engine, it's like the whole thing. The brakes are pretty good, as from 100 kilometers an hour it came to complete stop in just under 39 meters. The ride comfort is pretty good. Despite the short wheelbase, this thing feels kind of planted. The front end is a little bit fidgety over continuous bumps, but it settles pretty quickly. But around corners, this thing grips like hell, and it really handles like a true go-kart. Just get ready to catch that oversteer if you overdo it in entry speed. You won't be able to power slide it, but trail brake oversteer is definitely the best way to have fun in this. And another really good thing about it is that the pedals are perfectly set up, so heel and toe is super easy in this thing. Running costs are expected to be pretty low in this thing unless that multi-air engine blows up, because fuel economy wise I've been averaging just under 8 liters per 100 kilometers, and really that's like nothing. The trunk is a good size, it's 140 liters, so it's very usable for what it is, but inside the budget cabin there's nowhere really to put your stuff. The materials inside are definitely not in line with the car's price tag, but the design is quite nice. The infotainment system is totally useless, all you need to do is stick your phone right on the screen, but the manual roof is super easy to operate with one hand, as long as you're not as weak as the Greek economy. In Europe, the 124 competes with a 1.5 liter Mazda MX-5, so it kind of feels like over there on the east side of the Atlantic, it kind of has the upper hand. But in North America, where the MX-5 is a 2 liter and it's cheaper, I'm not so sure. Also bear in mind that the new 2019 MX-5 has even more power and a telescopic steering wheel that makes life so much easier. All in all, I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of these on the streets this year unless Italian mafia offsprings are turning 16. But you know what? It's a shame because it's a really cool car and it's nice to look at, and it would definitely make the streets a lot prettier. Overall score from me is a 7 out of 10 just because of the steep price point.